sound. Hey, this is Teresa Strong-Myrick and T Strong Speaks, and welcome to my circle. In this circle, we go from living in our herds to being inspired by them and standing on them. So I'm glad you joined us tonight. I hope you have been watching the previous videos. Thank you very much. That you have been watching the previous videos. What I've been doing is just giving a little, a few things, just talking about a few things that have been on my mind, and just some tips, some things to think about, some things to do. What I like to do is kind of help you shift your energy around things that you're holding on to that's not serving you. So that's kind of the things that we've been talking about. So tonight's topic is what is on your plate. So, and I put a cute little picture of food, a nice little plate, right? Maybe a little hungry. What is on your plate? What are you eating? What are you eating and why? And I wanted to talk about that mainly because I have, like many of you, you've experienced some loss, where there's a loss of a job, a family member, um, house, car, whatever, because of all the things that are going on. Or maybe you are just shifting. You are having to shift and pivot and change just the way you're doing things. And there's some loss in that too, because you are leaving one way of doing things and adopting a new way. So with that comes a lot of emotions. That comes a lot of emotions. And when you have those emotions, one of the things that I do, is I overeat, or I eat the wrong things, or I eat the wrong things in abundance. And so I wanted to just chat about that and I'm gonna try to stick to it. I'm gonna try to stick to my little tips here. So one of the things I was thinking about is how when we get really emotional about things, some of us, not all of us, some of us will go and eat something to make us feel better, to fill that void, to feel that sadness, to feel that loneliness. We'll just go and eat something to make us feel better. That's why they call certain foods comfort foods, because it makes you feel all comfy and cozy, right? But it's not good for our hips. It's not good for our stomach. It's not good for our overall health, and it causes more problems than it is even worth, right? So if you are eating your emotions, right, instead of expressing them, then it's causing you more harm than good, right? So if you are eating, excuse me, if you're eating because of your emotions, then I don't have a cute bottle. Excuse me, I don't want to give these people play if they ain't paying me. But so So maybe it's not food for you. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something different that you're doing. You're shopping, right? You're shopping too much in excess. You can't even wear those clothes. You don't even have a place to wear them right now, but you continuously go and shop. So just think about that. So maybe the food thing is not pertaining to you directly, but just think about the habit in general and why you're partaking in that habit instead of dealing with your emotions. So, and let's talk about that. Why don't we? Why don't we want to feel the feels, right? Because the feels, crying, the anger, the whatever it is, the shame. Why don't we want to feel that? Because it's inconvenient. It's inconvenient. Y'all, I have moments where I will get emotional because I think of something. We'll talk about my mom. I'll think of something that reminds me of my mom. I'll see something. I'll hear a song, see something on television, and gets me emotional. Now it depends on where I am as to whether I go with those emotions. Because see, if I'm at work, then I'm not. That's an inconvenient time for me to be crying, right? Right? Sometimes it's inconvenient for you to be outwardly anger and show that anger. So it's inconvenient. So maybe that's one thing. Another thing is it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. When I cry, y'all, when I cry, the residual effects of me crying is the next morning. I don't care what time of day I cry. The next morning, my eyes are going to be puffy and swollen. They're just natural. They're going to be puffy and swollen. And sometimes I just have a real physical reaction to crying. Just lately, I just have a real physical. So it just doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable. And then you don't want people seeing you cry, right? So it's inconvenient, it's uncomfortable. What will people say? How will they view me? Because sometimes we can't show emotion, and whatever the emotion, it doesn't even have to be crying or upset, or just show emotion in any way. Show that you have a soft side, a soft side. Isn't that crazy? We all have emotions, but we call it a soft side when we express them. Because of the roles we play in our families, the roles we play in our profession, that is just frowned upon. If we get, sometimes even if we get too excited, if we get if we show too much glee or joy, if we show sadness, and if we show anger, like sometimes that is frowned upon, right? They judge you based on those emotions. Not saying that this is the right thing to do, but that's just what it is, and that's one of the things that stops us from expressing. The other thing I have on here is weakness. It's a sign of weakness. It is not a sign of weakness, but people perceive it as weakness. And we feel that people perceive it as weakness because we bought into the fact that it's a sign of weakness. Does that make sense to you? Right? So we have bought into the notion that to express or show emotion, especially crying, any emotion where you're feeling any kind of sorrow, or you're feeling apologetic or sorry for someone, that can be looked upon as weakness. So that's another deterrent for us showing our emotions. And instead of showing that, what we do, some of us, we go and eat something. We go and snack. We go looking in the refrigerator just to do something with our hands and do something with our bodies because we don't want to express the emotion. So we go look in the refrigerator and stare down the fridge, right? Over and over again, grabbing stuff that we're not hungry for, but we are craving something to make us feel something different, right? So the other thing is you feel out of control. So why don't we feel the feels? Because we have deemed them inconvenient, uncomfortable, concerned about what people will say about us, how they'll judge us. We feel that it's a weakness. And fifth, we feel out of control. We feel that maybe we never learned how to effectively or how to safely express ourselves, right? I tell the story. Actually, I didn't even introduce myself, so let me just take a pause and introduce myself. My name is Teresa Strong-Myrick. T Strong Speaks, and I'm a former police officer, victim advocate, child and family counselor. I'm currently a neurotransformational life coach, a two-time best-selling author, and a speaker. I have learned on many different fronts the effects of unexpressed emotions. Um, I've seen how hurt people hurt others, how they hurt themselves, and how they allow themselves to be hurt, all because they haven't learned how to effectively express themselves, right? So that's just so that you know who I am. And so those are the five things that keeps us from expressing ourselves. Now, what to do? Oh, we were talking about control. So feeling out of control. If you haven't learned how to really deal with your emotions in a way that is safe, that is conducive to you actually getting the necessary energy out without harming yourself or others, then you can feel out of control. You can feel like you are not just upset, but you're raging. You're not just sad, but you're depressed. It's just an extreme form of emotions, and you feel out of control. So, therefore, you won't allow yourself to even get there. So, therefore, you may eat, you may drink, you may do other things. But today we're talking about eating. What's on your plate? What's on your plate? What are those things that are driving you to um, what are those things that are driving you to overeat, to eat the wrong things? Why are you eating them? What are those emotions that you are suppressing, that you are suppressing? Now, I like to give you something to think about, and also think of something to do. So I want to keep this short tonight. So what to do? if you are feeling anger, if you're feeling some kind of emotion that you just really need to get out of your body, for anger, I like to tell people to grab a pillow and yell into the pillow. If that doesn't work for you, then hit the pillow. Don't hurt yourself, but hit the pillow. If that doesn't work, take the pillow and like hit a chair or something and express the emotion. But that's a safe way for you to express yourself, get the energy out, and you're not harming anyone else and you're not harming yourself. Two, write. That's the thing that really kept me sane, really kept me grounded, is that I would write when I was coming up. And I tell the story in one of my books is Attaching Anger Died in Love, and that's the story of me growing up in a home where there was domestic violence and the things that I learned about myself in that. And one of the things that I would do to express myself, because I didn't feel comfortable doing it with my mom, because I didn't want to, hurt her feelings about how I felt about my stepdad and, all that stuff. I never felt comfortable to say it. So what I would do is write, have journals for days on just writing things, and that would help me. And after I wrote it, I would take it and I'll just tear it up because I wanted no one to find it. I wanted no one to know what I had said about any of the parties involved. So that was one of the things that helped me. I wrote it out, then I tore it up and threw it in the trash. You can actually burn it if you want to. Uh-oh, my battery is dying. Hold on, y'all. I like that my computer gives me a warning because my phone does not. Okay. So for anger, you can yell. For a multitude of emotions, you can write it out. That's helping me right now is meditation and prayer. Meditation and prayer. I have not, I can't say I haven't been a big fan. Meditation was something I've always had a hard time doing because it's like I couldn't settle my mind long enough to just sit there. And I'm like, how do you not think of anything? That was just blowing my mind. So I didn't give it like a fair chance. But lately here I have incorporated it into my early morning because morning is quiet, no one's up but me, and I've been able to tap into I actually listen to a tape that kind of guides me through it and gives me the time. It times me and then brings me out of it. So I have a guided meditation that I do in the mornings, and that's been wonderful. That's been wonderful. The other is you can always change your energy. So you can change your energy by doing a couple of things. So it's changing, like some people say change the vibration, whatever. I do that with music. I do that with music. I will put like for the last couple of days, I've been going through my old school. So I went through Mary J, Whitney Houston, like the greatest hits of, because that's all I want to hear is them doing all their hits. So Mary J, because Mary J take you through everything, right? Mary has been through everything I've been through. Her, Whitney Houston, and today I was on Anita Baker and Mariah Carey. So those that music has taken me through. I mean, it just puts me in a whole different space. It puts me in a whole different mood, and I just feel good because this is music that I've always loved, and it brings you back to a time, and music just does that, just transcends you to a different place. So music, candles, smells. So, lighting candles with a pleasant smell can do that for you. And just an activity where maybe you go walk, you go jog, ride your bike, do something. Do something to take you out of that state, get you out of that energy. Something that's good for you and not detrimental, right? That gives you the same feeling, but it's not detrimental to your health. Fifth, get you some support. Get you some support, whether it's professional or if it's a good friend who can just listen to you. Get some support. Don't try to do it on your own. That's it. So what do you do? And I like practical steps. Practical steps are use a pillow to either yell into it, hit it, or hit something else with it, like a chair, something stationary, right? Not your spouse, just a chair or something. Okay. Two, write. Three, meditate or pray. meditate and pray. 4, change your energy with music, candles, and activity. And 5, um, get support from a professional. Get support from a friend, someone who has been through it, a group that has, there's a group of people who have done everything, right? There's a group for everything, especially on Facebook. So get support. If you don't, the consequences, the results. I like to say the results because there are results to everything, good and bad. Whatever you do, every action has a result. But the result of not doing something constructive with your energy, not expressing your energy, not getting it out of your body, is that it leads to bad health, physically and emotionally, right? Physically and emotionally. Um, Bad habits like too much stuff cluttered in your area, too much intaking too much food, buying too many things because you're trying to fill that void with stuff, right? So it is up to you what you decide to do. But I just want to give you some things to think about, some things to do, and the results. And the results. Because if you express yourself and you get that stuff out, it doesn't have a hold on you anymore. That's the whole deal. You get free from it. You don't have it doesn't have a hold on you. Hey Karen, hey Patty, how y'all doing? Thank you all for joining. Um, that's all I had. That's all I had. Let me see if there's anything else. I forgot to turn on my phone to see things in a timely fashion. I appreciate you all joining me tonight. If this was helpful for you, please share it with someone else because it may benefit them as well. So let me make sure that I'm not missing anything. I think I'm good. But I'm wearing my Empowered Essence shirt. I'm speaking on a panel this weekend on Sunday. You can attend it in person or virtually. It's a panel of mothers from different backgrounds. So it's mothers like whether you are planning to have a child, you lost a child, you have children now, you are, whatever, you're mothering somebody, right? You're mothering somebody because we have so many things on our plate right now, so many things to juggle, to talk about, to get off our chest, and we are just creating a safe place for that to happen. And we're going to offer solutions. There are many of us professionals in the room as well to give solutions, to give you additional support. So I hope you guys are able to attend and join that. But I'll post that in here as well. But thank you all so much. I appreciate you. Remember, be good to you so that you can be good to others. It starts with you first. All right, y'all have a good one. Bye.